Stepsis stole Dad's watch, framed me, and he kicked me out at 17. 4 years later, Grandpa's toast made Dad go pale. After Dad remarried when I was 12, I became the outsider overnight. My stepsister Sarah was 2 years older and absolutely perfect in Dad's eyes. Honor roll student, cheerleader, never caused trouble. Meanwhile, I was the constant disappointment who apparently reminded him too much of my unstable mother. Sarah made it her mission to destroy me from day one. She'd break things and blame me, steal my homework and claim I copied hers, even spread rumors at school that I was on substances. Every time I tried to defend myself, Stepmom would back her up with some elaborate story about how I was clearly acting out for attention. Dad never questioned it, not once. He'd just sigh and say I was spiraling like my mother and ground me for weeks. The watch incident happened during my senior year. I'd been having the worst month of my life. My childhood cat Whiskers had just passed, and I was absolutely devastated. This cat had been my only companion through my parents' divorce, and losing him felt like losing my best friend. I was crying at dinner one night, barely touching my food, when Sarah started making these cruel jokes about dead pets going to heaven. When I asked her to stop, she doubled down, saying maybe Whiskers was better off dead than living with someone like me. I lost it and called her heartless. Dad slammed his hand on the table and told me to stop being so damn emotional, and that I was just like my mother with all this drama. 3 days later, Dad's $3,000 Rolex Submariner went missing from his dresser. I didn't even know it existed until I came home from school to find them all waiting in the living room like some twisted intervention. "We know you took it," Stepmom said immediately. "You've been acting strange and desperate lately. Sarah saw you going through our bedroom yesterday." Complete lie. I hadn't been near their room in months. Sarah nodded seriously. "He was definitely acting suspicious, Dad. I think he's planning to sell it for substance money." I tried explaining about Whiskers, about how grief was making me withdrawn, but Dad was already convinced. His face was red with rage. "I'm done with your lies," he screamed. "You're exactly like your mother, a lying, manipulative thief who destroys everything he touches." That night, he threw a garbage bag at me and told me to pack. "You're 18 next month anyway. Time to learn some responsibility." I left with one bag of clothes and my phone. No money, nowhere to go except my mom's tiny apartment across town. Dad changed the locks the next day. For 4 years, I tried reaching out. Birthday texts, Christmas cards, graduation announcements, all ignored. Dad blocked my number. Stepmom blocked me on social media. Sarah would post family photos like I never existed. Then Grandpa's 75th birthday invitation arrived. Grandpa had always been different. He was the one family member who never treated me like damaged goods. Walking into that restaurant was terrifying. Dad looked right through me. Stepmom whispered something to Sarah, who smirked in my direction. I sat at the opposite end of the table trying to disappear. The dinner was awkward but manageable until Grandpa stood for his traditional toast. He thanked everyone for coming, talked about family being precious, the usual grandfather speech. Then his tone shifted completely. "Before we finish tonight, I need to address something that's been weighing on my heart. 4 years ago, this family was torn apart over a missing watch. The entire table went silent. My stomach dropped. I recently discovered the truth about what really happened that night." Grandpa reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a folded paper. "This is a pawn shop receipt from March 15th, 2020, the same week that watch went missing." He unfolded it slowly. "Sarah pawned a Rolex Submariner for $800 cash. The shop owner remembered the transaction clearly because Sarah laughed about how her mom would just blame her stepsister anyway." Dad's face went from confused to pale to absolutely white. Sarah looked like she'd been struck by lightning. "I've had this evidence for 6 months, Grandpa continued calmly. "I hired a private investigator after I started questioning the official story. Imagine my surprise when I learned my granddaughter was innocent all along." The silence was deafening. Stepmom was staring at the receipt in horror. I didn't say a word. I just stood up, kissed Grandpa's cheek, and walked out while they all sat there in their shame.